Hi, welcome back to my channel. I go by the name of Nala Bricolage, and today I'll be reviewing episode 4 of BET Presents The Encore. So yes, we open up with a scene where the last episode left off, which was basically the women at the dinner table getting into it. So now basically we see Aubrey is at the dinner table. She looks completely over it, like she checked out. And as the episode progresses, I think she really did check out. And basically at this moment, Shamari is like, look, guys, let's get it together. She's like talking to Irish, talking to Aubrey and to Pam. Yeah, let's get together, let's work. So now we go over to the next scene, which is the twins in the hot tub, just basically talking about what transpired, and they don't understand why everybody doesn't like them. I'm like, y'all really don't understand why certain people don't like y'all? Okay. But anyways, they were more so focused on moving forward and thinking about what's the best way that they can move forward so they can get this project done, because at the end of the day, they're business minded and they have a reputation to uphold as well. So I think that's also due in part as to why they want to push to get things done. So they decide that at some point they're going to have to speak to Misha to smooth things over. Now, of course, we need some element of drama. I mean, there's already enough drama, but here's an added element of that. So we see Elijah in Aubrey's bedroom basically asking, what's up? What's going on? Aubrey is spilling the tea, and Elijah's confused because the last time he checked, the twins and Aubrey were really good. So Aubrey's like, no, the twins want to do everything their way. And then aside from that, Aubrey spills the tea and basically tells Elijah, like, yeah, and even when it comes to you, they downplay your part. And Elijah is like, wait. First of all, they are the least successful. And I was like, ooh, Elijah's shady? Are we going to see more of Elijah? Because I like what he's bringing. So that happens, and I was like, damn, can't believe that she said that. Then Irish walks into the room, into Aubrey's room, and to my understanding, Aubrey is roommates with Keely, so I was kind of surprised by that. And as Aubrey and Irish are interacting, Irish is saying that she's my favorite, and Aubrey's like, you're my favorite too. I'm like, when the hell did these two become so close? That threw me for a loop. But we'll see how their relationship develops further on in the episode. So now it's that moment, that defining moment when Fallon and Felicia head up to Misha's room and they go there to apologize. Surprisingly, Misha opened the door, let them in, and she was receptive of the apology, but at the same time she was like, she wants to move forward, she wants to do the work, but that doesn't mean that she trusts them all the way. Like, she still has her eyes on the twins, and I don't blame her, because the twins, like, they go from one thing to the next. Like, they're very hot and cold all the time. So the ladies are now in the studio. Pam is in the studio with Felicia, and basically Pam is writing the lyrics to this gospel song that she wants to work on. Felicia is working on the music. She's on her MIDI keyboard doing her thing. And, as much as the twins are really difficult people to grasp or to, understand exactly where they're coming from, they are extremely talented, and I feel like this episode showed how talented Felicia is, that she's producing the record, and I think that's really dope. You don't always see females in the spotlight for producing, so I thought it was really cool. So Pam is writing this song. The song is sounding good. She's inviting all the ladies to take part in it, and everyone is laying down their vocals. The only person who looked completely not interested in the gospel record is Aubrey. Aubrey said, like, my fan base, this is not what my fan base know me for. This is not basically, I don't know what it is, but I'm starting to think like the holy, like, like the song itself, the gospel record, started to upset demons in Aubrey because she was just doing too much. I'm like, Aubrey, is just a song. So that happens, and the song just seems to bring all the ladies together, and even Misha showed up to record her vocals. Her vocals were sounding, or at least the part that they showed, on TV sounded very struggly. But I think the important thing is that she showed up, and hopefully she keeps showing up and she keeps getting comfortable in the booth to where her vocals start to sound better. So no, there was a moment where the ladies were in the studio and Pam was having a very emotional and heartfelt moment in the studio, talking about how much this song means to her and how much God has played a role in her life. And as she's becoming more and more emotional, Keely, there's a moment where Keely, tries to reach out to console her, but then Keely like pauses, and we all know Pam doesn't like to be touched. So I thought that was so funny. Let's have a look at that moment right here. It's so funny to me. Now, y'all, we all know that Aubrey and Keely don't like each other, which is ironic because they are in the same room with each other. So I don't even self know how they're able to go to sleep at night knowing that the person that is sleeping across from you doesn't like you at all. But basically, Keely's in the kitchen talking about Aubrey, and just basically talking shit, like saying that how Aubrey's fake because when Keely came into the house, Aubrey was so nice to her, and all of a sudden she isn't nice to her anymore. And Aubrey overhears the conversation and she goes in on Keely, like she curses Keely out, like wow. I was like, where does all this rage come from? Like, Aubrey really can't stand Keely. Like, I feel like Keely gets fun out of provoking Aubrey. Like there's a type of joy that she gets out of provoking her, but like Aubrey really cannot stand Keely. And Keely is very annoying. Like especially in this episode, she really annoyed me with all her commentary. It just seemed so forced and contrived. Like everything just like she's overdoing it. But yeah. So yes, and then Cedar Baby pops up and basically asks how everything is going, and the ladies are just admitting like it's a complete mess. They don't really have direction. But Cedar leaves them with a little assignment, which is basically, well, since you guys are going to be a group, the one thing that you're missing right now is a name. So the ladies came up with some creative names. Nivea was giving some really creative and funny names. She was like Confusion, then she was like Bag of Bitches, but ultimately the lady settled on the name Blueprint. The only person who wasn't there to vote was Aubrey because naturally Aubrey wasn't anywhere to be found. The next scene that we get into is basically with the choreographer Aaliyah J being present and Keely basically saying that she wants to talk to Aaliyah about, how to move forward with a creative direction. And as Keely was saying that, Aubrey walks in with the vision board. I feel like production set that up in a certain type of way because what are the chances that as soon as Keely is supposedly about to do her job, here walks in Aubrey with the vision board, with the vision, with the songs. So Aubrey basically hijacks the whole conversation and tells Aaliyah like, yeah, we have 2 songs, we're split into 2 groups and yada yada. So Aaliyah is like, receptive of what Aubrey's saying. And then the rest of the ladies come into the dance studio. So basically what happened later on is that half of the group went to record vocals on the song and then the other half stayed in choreography. And the ones that stayed in the choreography were basically discussing different things. So Shamari let it be known that she actually wants to be part of the Skeleton record, and Aubrey wasn't having it. Aubrey was like, no, let's leave everything the way that it is. But apparently no one else had any issue with adding Shamari to the song. So Shamari did get a spot, but I think for some reason that rubbed Aubrey the wrong way. Why it rubbed her the wrong way, I'm not sure. But she basically felt like she's queen and no one is listening to her. So at a certain point, we see a scene with her and Pam asks her, so aren't you gonna go back to choreography to practice the dance steps? And Aubrey's like, no. So voila, the women who remained in the dance class are like, where's Aubrey? Everyone wants to know where's Aubrey. I feel like this entire episode should have been called Where is Aubrey? Because Aubrey was missing majority of the time. So, anyways, the ladies continue with the choreography for Skeletons, and basically, I feel like Aubrey left her space on that song open for anyone to take. So, of course, you remember how earlier Aubrey told Elijah what the twins said? Well, that wasn't the end of it because Elijah Ghost went to confront the twins about what was said while they were in the studio. And basically, the twins were like, no, we never said that. And then Fallon said in her confessional that she thought it was very odd that Aubrey would make up such a thing. And even if they did say those things about Elijah, why would Aubrey go and tell him? So that even self creates a further divide between Aubrey and the twins, who were once allies, who were once working closely together. Now they don't like each other, and each one of them has very good reason. But I want to ask you guys, like, do you think that the twins really said what they said that about Elijah? There's a part of me that feels as though that they most likely did, because as dramatic and as dramatic as Aubrey is, I've never known her to be a liar. And seeing how the twins trash talk everyone, like they literally went from saying that they're more talented than Misha, and then saying that, like, talking bad about Misha, then all of a sudden they're in Misha's room apologizing, saying like, we think you're talented and such things. So I feel as though they probably did say that about Elijah. But let me know what you think. As everyone is in the studio, it becomes apparent that all of the ladies are on this song except for Aubrey. So everyone is like, where's Aubrey? Where's Aubrey? So Elijah goes up to Aubrey's room to get her, and Aubrey's like, oh my gosh, like my voice isn't ready. And she wasn't lying about that, because when she went in the studio, she sounded a hot mess. And it just basically reminds me how the voice is a muscle that you have to take care of, and you have to do your warm-ups, because if you don't, you're gonna sound like this. Nothing without you. Pretty bad. So yeah, as Aubrey's trying to get the song right, she's like, I need to feel it, like I don't feel it. And Elijah, with his fine shady self, is like, you need to feel those notes. And I ain't not gonna lie, like I died laughing when he said that. And he also showed more shade. Earlier he was like, this is a gospel song and I don't feel the Holy Ghost coming from her. And to be honest, I don't feel it coming from her neither, because it's like after that song, like Shorty was just out of the equation when it comes to the group. Like I don't know where Aubrey went, but yeah, like I said, that song must have upsetted some demons within her. So now we enter into another scene where we see the vocal coach Cinnamon is, I believe her name is Cinnamon. Cinnamon is present, Cosign is present, and basically the women are showing the vocal coach the songs that they've come up with so far. The vocal coach loved the gospel song that the ladies made. However, they also played the skeleton song. The skeleton song is gonna be a root of a lot of problems throughout this season, I can tell. So basically they played her the skeleton song, and she basically let them know, like, ladies, I like the song, however the second verse needs work, because whoever is singing it is not singing, it's not on the timing, I guess not on the timing of the music. And basically that person is Aubrey. So then everyone is like, well, Shamari, you're on the song, you have a little piece on the song, maybe you should do the second verse. And Shamari is like, I'm not gonna be that girl that takes the spot of another girl on a song. Ultimately, I believe Shamari ended up doing that second verse, and everyone is like, well, damn, be prepared for the wrath of Aubrey, because she's not going to take it well to know that she's been replaced on the song. I don't think anyone would take it well, but at the end of the day, Aubrey wasn't showing up to studio sessions. She couldn't be found. So I'm like, she low-key gave her spot up, so she really can't complain. She didn't even show up for rehearsal of the song. So that is that. So all of a sudden the women are in the kitchen, and I think that it's nighttime. They're drinking, they're kikiing. In walks the Queen Aubrey, who's been missing. She finally shows up, lets the women know, tonight we're gonna have a party, we're gonna play games, we're gonna have fun. But she throws in this curveball into the equation. She's like, I'm not gonna be there because I don't feel good. So instead, she ends up making Irish queen for the night. So, as Irish's queen, you know, she's like, I'm not sure why they chose me because all I know is to make noodles with hot sauce. Like, Irish is so sweet. Like, I can tell why, even when I was younger, she was my favorite. Like, she's just like a sweet being, sweet person. But what I do find interesting is that throughout this episode, you see Irish defending Aubrey or like, sticking up for Aubrey. And I just found it so ironic because throughout this season so far, I've never seen Irish stick up for Misha. Maybe it's editing making it look that way, but I'm like, how you sticking up more for Aubrey O'Day than your own sister? Why you doing that? So anyway, these women go to the party. It starts off fun, everyone is enjoying themselves, but we know that this is a Carlos King production. And if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Carlos was a producer on that show, that's like a lot of mess would happen. Good mess, entertaining mess. So of course, the first card that gets pulled out is, who's your celebrity crush? Pam answers that her celebrity crush is Lenny Kravitz. And I'm like, Lenny's a great choice. But at the same time, I'm like, Pam, you really like Lenny Kravitz. So a next card gets pulled out, and it's not it's not a friendly question. It's a question to start drama and commotion. So basically, I think Fallon was the one who had this card and said that, who would you remove from the house? Lamisha was already in her defense. She was like, she better not say me. But no, ultimately, Fallon mentions that if she can remove anyone from the house, it'll be Aubrey because Aubrey hasn't been showing up. She's supposed to be the queen and she hasn't been doing her duties. So yeah, Aubrey should be removed. And that was that. Of course, they had to show us what Aubrey is doing. Aubrey is sick with a stomach. Her stomach is not she says she's feeling sick because of her stomach. So then production cuts to a scene where Aubrey's in her bedroom and she's on the phone with her friend and she's basically venting, talking about like how she doesn't like it here, how she wants to leave, blase blah, yada yada. And then as the episode finishes and you get a preview of what's to come in the next one, we see the ladies go to Aubrey's room. And basically, we no longer see the mattress in the bed frame. So I'm trying to figure out, did Aubrey leave the house or did she just move her mattress into another part of the house because she doesn't want a room with Keely? But either way, this definitely gives us something to look forward to. I want to know what you guys think. Did Aubrey just move into another part of the house, or do you think that Aubrey completely left the mansion and was over it and is no longer participating in this experiment? So let me know what you think down in the comments. Once again, if you made it to the end of this video, I sincerely thank you. I go by the name of Nala Bricolage, and please be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.